Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving deep into a story that has stirred up the political waters in South Africa, a story of intrigue, internal party drama, and allegations that seem ripped straight out of a political thriller. We're talking about none other than Floyd Shivambu, the former Secretary General of the MK Party, and his explosive claims regarding his sudden removal from the organization. Buckle up, because this one has layers, power struggles, factional rivalries, and even whispers of supernatural powers. Yes, you heard that right, supernatural powers. Now, Floyd Shivambu has stepped forward with a revelation that has left political analysts scratching their heads. According to him, his removal wasn't about misconduct, incompetence, or any legal misstep. Instead, it was all about internal politics, the kind that makes Game of Thrones look like a Sunday picnic. Shivambu claims that his ousting was motivated by suspicions from certain factions within the MK party that he might be plotting to challenge, or even remove, the party's controversial and highly influential leader, Jacob Zuma. Essentially, Shivambu alleges that his political rivals saw him as a threat to their own power and influence within the organization. This, my friends, is the classic scenario where loyalty becomes the currency of survival in politics. When you have someone like Jacob Zuma at the helm, someone whose name alone evokes strong reactions and fierce loyalty, it's not uncommon for factions to operate behind closed doors, trying to safeguard their positions. According to Shivambu, any hint that he might question or challenge Zuma's authority was enough for some party members to begin plotting his removal. But wait, it gets even more dramatic. Shivambu claims that his detractors went further than just political maneuvering, they started spreading rumors that he possessed supernatural powers. Now, whether you believe in mystical abilities or not, the fact that this was used as a justification for removing him is as eyebrow-raising as it is fascinating. These kinds of accusations highlight the intensity and sometimes absurdity of internal party politics, where sensational claims can be weaponized to discredit an opponent. It's a reminder that in high-stakes political environments, even the most outlandish allegations can be leveraged for strategic gain. So, what does this tell us about the MK party and, more broadly, about South African politics? First, it exposes the deep-seated factionalism that exists within political organizations. Power struggles are not just about policy differences, they are about influence, control, and perception. Shivambu's account shows that personal reputation, loyalty, and the fear of being overshadowed can drive decision-making as much as ideology or strategy. Second, it sheds light on the complex dynamics surrounding leadership figures like Jacob Zuma. In South Africa, Zuma's name carries weight, controversy, and a fiercely loyal base. Challenging someone like him, even within the confines of party politics, is akin to navigating a minefield. Shivambu's story illustrates how any perceived threat to the established hierarchy can trigger swift, sometimes extreme, responses from party insiders. Interestingly, Shivambu's narrative also underscores how political organizations often lack transparency when handling internal conflicts. His removal, according to his account, was less about clear rules or formal procedures and more about suspicion, gossip, and internal maneuvering. This is a cautionary tale for anyone watching political structures. Sometimes the decisions that shape the direction of a party are made behind closed doors, without public scrutiny or accountability. Now, let's talk about the human side of this. Imagine being accused of plotting against a high-profile leader and, on top of that, being rumored to have supernatural abilities. Whether you laugh, gasp, or shake your head in disbelief, it's a scenario that shows just how personal and, at times, bizarre politics can become. Shivambu's story is not just about political rivalry, it's also about the psychological warfare that occurs within party structures, where personal attacks can be just as damaging as political ones. It's also worth noting that Shivambu's claims raise broader questions about how political parties manage dissent and leadership challenges. Are such removals inevitable in highly centralized structures? Or do they reflect an unhealthy culture where loyalty is valued above debate, discussion, or even democratic principles? These are questions that go beyond one party and speak to the very nature of power in South African politics. Adding another layer to this story, Shivambu's allegations show how narratives can be spun in ways that blend fact and fiction. On the one hand, you have his claim of being targeted for political reasons, which is entirely plausible in a factionalized environment. On the other, you have these sensational rumors about supernatural powers, which, while seemingly outlandish, demonstrate the creative lengths political rivals will go to discredit someone. It's almost like a political thriller meets folklore, a mix that captures the imagination while also reflecting the stakes of internal party struggles. Now, what does all this mean for the MK party and for South African politics at large? Shivambu's revelations shine a light on the opaque, sometimes treacherous nature of party politics. They remind us that behind the speeches, rallies, and public appearances, there are constant negotiations, power plays, and even smear campaigns. Leaders and members are not just fighting over policies, they are fighting over influence, survival, and the ability to shape the party's future. For viewers at home, this story is a reminder of how high the stakes are in political organizations and how personal ambitions, fears, and rivalries can dramatically affect leadership decisions. It also shows that politics is not always rational. Sometimes it's messy, unpredictable, and yes, even a little entertaining, especially when supernatural powers allegedly enter the mix. In conclusion, Floyd Shivambu's account offers a unique window into the inner workings of the MK party, highlighting factionalism, loyalty conflicts, and the high-stakes political chess games that unfold behind the scenes. Whether or not every claim is accurate, the story captures the imagination and emphasizes the importance of transparency, fairness, and scrutiny in political life. So, what do you think? Was Shivambu unfairly targeted, or was there more to the story than he lets on? Do you believe the supernatural rumors were genuine political tactics, or just colorful exaggeration? We want to hear your thoughts, so make sure to leave a comment below. And of course, if you enjoyed this deep dive into political drama, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future political commentary videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, politics is never boring, especially in South Africa. See you next time.